to ask the Scottish Government whether it will provide an update on a deposit return scheme.
Minister Lorna Slater.
Circularity Scotland is now at an advanced stage of building the infrastructure and logistics network that will underpin the scheme. Sites have been secured across Scotland to handle and process material. Counting equipment and vehicle fleets are arriving. Recruitment is underway to create 500 new jobs in Scotland in processing and logistics. Likewise, businesses of all sizes are continuing to make good progress as they prepare for launch in August of this year. Deposit return is a transformational step change on our road to net zero, and businesses here in Scotland have the momentum needed to get us there.
Donald Cameron.
Small producers in the Highlands and Islands, especially craft brewers, including Fine Ales and the Glen Spean Brewery, are deeply concerned about the many unanswered questions that remain about DRS, including how the contractor Biffa will collect materials from rural and remote locations that are hard to reach. Given these legitimate concerns, why won't the Minister pause the introduction of DRS until these matters have been fully resolved, or at the very least, grant smaller producers a grace period before joining the scheme?
Minister.
I thank the member very much for the question. I take the concerns of small producers very seriously, and this week Circularity Scotland announced a package of measures to specifically answer some of the concerns raised by small producers in terms of cash flow and labelling. The process of the organisation and logistics is a matter of co-design between businesses to ensure, and Biffa, the logistics partner, to ensure that it works for everybody, and that will be going forward. And I will be meeting with producers, small producers, again this afternoon to find out what else we can do to support them.
Fiona Hislop.
While I welcome recent changes on fees for small drink producers and other improvements to the planned rollout of DRS, some businesses in my constituency are still concerned about implementation at a time of other serious economic pressures and have practical concerns about storage space and cost pressures. Although the aims of DRS are understood with widespread acknowledgement of the need for it, does the Minister recognise this continued uncertainty, and how is she planning to address this, and what practical changes has her very recent meetings with industry produced?
Minister.
I understand that implementing DRS is a big change to manage, particularly for small businesses. I've regularly been meeting industry stakeholders throughout the process. We've simplified the return point exemption process as a result of feedback from retailers, particularly around concerns around storage, and Circularity Scotland announced a package of support this week to improve cash flow for producers, which equates to £22 million of support. This was in direct response to specific asks from small producers. I will continue to meet businesses and listen to them, and later today I am meeting with a group of small producers.
Mark Ruskell.
Thank you. Can I ask whether the claim made by some MSPs operating curbside collections along DRS would be unlike any other country in the world is accurate, and how the Minister would like to see councils respond to DRS?
Minister.
Thank the member very much for the question. Those claims are indeed inaccurate. Many countries operating a deposit return scheme also have curbside collections, including Norway, Germany, Croatia and Iceland. Our scheme will mean that local authorities will have less waste to handle, as well as reduced litter and associated clean-up costs, which is good for residents and good for council budgets. We are supporting local authorities to prepare for the introduction of the scheme, and our £70 million Recycling Improvement Fund is supporting councils to modernise recycling services.